I turned Juno into a marketable plushie!
I've partnered with Boss Monster and Dirty Fox Games in order to create this Juno plushie and a Dakimakura pillowcase cover. Get yours by going to bossmonster.com or by checking the link in the description below. We don't have many of these items in stock, so get them while you can. Oh my god, it's finally here. It's My Furry Protogen 2! I've been waiting so long for this! Okay, listen. I may have squealed like a child when I saw that this was available for me to play. I also know why you're here right now, and I do have to say, I'm disappointed in you. Well, I'm disappointed in myself too. My Furry Protogen 2, ready to see Juno once again. Oh, my darling Juno. Shout out to Dirty Fox Studios for giving me an early access copy of the game so I can play it for you guys. I've never been more excited to sip over a Protogen mommy than I am at this moment. You don't understand. Listen, I know in the last video I simped over Juno a lot. I know we also got a pretty interesting story. I'm interested to see what happens with the story. Do we figure out what caused the planet to implode? I don't know. All I know is I've been thinking about where exactly I would put my head to get it imploded. Listen, thick thighs end lives. Is that too much? That might be too much. It's an adult game. What am I talking about? My name is Raeal. The Raeal the Protogen. Ooh. Outside the window, the morning sun shone warmly, its gentle rays just rising above the ocean. It slowly climbed above the treetops, casting beams through the clean windows onto the kitchen table. I blinked, surprised that I had been staring at the sun for so long without tiring my eyes. But that didn't matter because my chest was filled with the feelings familiar and dear to me, a comforting sense of peace. The aroma of freshly cooked bread drifted from the stove, accompanied by the quiet sounds of boiling water. Wait, Mom! Wait a second, I thought— Wait! Stop yawning, you'll miss breakfast. I turned to Mom with a smile on my face, feeling unexpectedly happy to see her at that moment. My heart stopped a little as if we were reuniting after a long separation, yet I didn't understand why. Oh, is this a dream? I wasn't going anywhere. I was here next to her, next to Dad, just as usual. Mom smiled at me with her usual warmth, sitting down next to me at the table, carefully placing the plate in front of me. What's on your mind, honey? I turned to the voice. My dad was sitting to my left across from Mom. I felt so happy to see them both that my chest tightened involuntarily. I didn't know the reason, but I was still enjoying these moments. Don't tug at my heartstrings like this. Don't you dare. Don't you dare, game. I shook my head at Dad's question. Nothing, Dad. It's just, he's probably thinking about the girl he's gonna marry. Isn't that right, honey? My face blushed slightly as I looked away. My mom and dad looked at me as if they knew everything, as if they didn't need my answer. It's a normal thing, Raeal. I know she's always on your mind. You're young. There's nothing strange about it. It happened to me too when I met your mom. I couldn't think of anything else but her. My mom blushed and responded in a calm voice. Stop that and eat your breakfast. Ha, come on, honey. Nothing has changed since then. My father reached out and placed his palm on my mother's cheek, squeezing it gently. I looked at them with a smile as if trying to absorb the scene, to memorize every detail. That moment I felt at home in a cozy, familiar environment. But everything in my chest was still bothering me, as if I needed to leave. But I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay here, to tell my parents more about Juno, to finally introduce them to her. Oh no, it is a direct continuation. Don't hit me in the feels like this right out of the gate. No, because he's gonna wake up. It's a dream. He's gonna wake up. He's gonna realize it's a dream and it's gonna be sad. Why do you have to start the game like this? Juno appeared in my thoughts suddenly, as if someone had pulled a lever inside my head and activated a part of my memory. I wanted to tell my parents so many things about her, about how much I loved her, about how happy we were together. I knew that they were proud of me, that they would be happy with my choice, and it made my chest feel even warmer. Then why hadn't I brought Juno home? Why hadn't I introduced her to my parents yet? You're right, Dad. I'm so lucky to have met her. Of course you are. Yeah, honey, it's very noticeable. The way you glow when you talk about her makes it hard to not to notice. Am I really that readable? Am I really that easy to read? Do I glow? I mean, I have pixels for a face, so I mean, of course I'm gonna glow a little bit. Are you guys doing okay? I nodded, digging into my porridge with my spoon. Yeah, I'm thinking about proposing to her. Oh, wait, we're getting married? Mom clapped her hands together. That's so wonderful. You're doing great, son. Don't be afraid of anything. Mom and I support you and will always be there for you. God, this is gonna be such a rude awakening. Oh no. already feel the feels coming. It's gonna slap me in the face with this first thing, and it's gonna be sad, and oh my god. I'm sure Juno will be glad and agree right away. Have you told her yet? I shrugged. No, it hasn't come up yet, you know? Want to work it out perfectly. I'd hate for it to feel just like a passing thought. Mom pressed her lips together, looking at me with undisguised tenderness, and placed a soft palm on my shoulder. It's so sweet. You're so grown up now, Raeal. I wish your dad and I could have seen your engagement. She didn't finish, sighing heavily. Oh no. Is this where the sad comes? I looked up, feeling that pinched sense of longing and loss slowly growing in my chest. Oh no, it's gonna be the sad. I didn't want to leave at all. So why did I feel like I had to? Like I had no other choice. Mom, of course you will. I'll be sure to... A persistent knock on the door kept me from finishing. I frowned and looked at the front door. The anxiety in my chest grew stronger, knotted my stomach into a tight knot, and I felt like I didn't want to open the door at all. I didn't want to get up from the table. I didn't want to see who was there. Somewhere in the back of my subconscious, I scrambled to understand what was happening, but I persistently pushed it back into the darkness. My heart beat faster, my palms were sweaty, my knees were weak, my arms were heavy with the sudden fear that settled in my body. Why couldn't everything stay the way it was a second ago? Oh no. Why couldn't everything stay the way it was a second ago? With the coziness, with the warmth, the pinching love in my chest. Why did everything have to be this way? Mom and Dad looked at me like I've already left. There was no turning back. Mom took her hand off my shoulder and I rose from my seat, heading towards the door. The wooden doors seemed to stare back at me. My heart thundered in my chest with each step, but I went forward, raised my hand, and slowly opened the door. The sight that came before me instantly made my eyes water and face pale. The place I had considered home all my life. My native village, the familiar streets, the little houses with the wooden fences. Everything was in ruins. Everything was destroyed, all consumed by crimson fire, and the smell of rot, soot, and death hit my nose. Oh my god! I felt foggy, my eyes burst with tears. I saw several bodies lying in the mud, and somewhere in the distance, faintly drowned out by the chaos and destruction around me, I heard screams and pleas for help. But there was no one to help. There wasn't a single living thing in my field of vision. Only corpses, remains, ruins, and the flames that had taken them. Holy fuck, what a way to open this! Oh my god! I turned, wanting to see my parents, wanting to grab them and run away, but the dining room table was empty. There was no trace of the comfort in our little house. Everything was on the floor like a tornado, the windows broken and the tables overturned. I could feel hot tears streaming down my face, panic squeezing my throat. No. Not again. I both love and hate the shaking Doki Doki text. Is that a prelude of things to come? Oh no. Not this again. I walked forward across the dirty floor towards the bedroom. Step by step, I approached the bedroom. My hand was on the doorknob, but I was terrified to open it. Too scared to see what was on the bed, because I remembered. I knew what I was going to see, and I didn't want to see it again. Helplessness, fear, grief. All of these feelings that have actively corroded the love, comfort, and tenderness I felt just a few minutes ago. Raeal? Juno! A voice, a familiar, native voice, came through the throbbing in my tears. It was Juno, but I couldn't turn to see her. To hide in her warm embrace, find comfort or support. I froze at the door, clutching the doorknob with my hand. Mom was lying there. In that bed. Alone. Dying. Raeal! Raeal, don't do this. Don't go in there. I squeezed my eyes shut. Her voice echoed in my ears, and in that moment, it was as if I fell into darkness, floating through space, watching the explosion. The planet that had once been my home was completely obliterated in front of my eyes. Raeal, wake up. Holy fuck! What a way to open this! You know, I was just gonna cut this out. I was gonna cut right to the chase, literally, and just get right to the Juno part. But you had to slap me in the feels like this, and you had to take me on a feels trip right at the beginning of the game. Miss Frizzle said, fuck around, find out, and I found out today. Thank you for taking me on this whitewater feels trip. I greatly appreciate everything about this. Wow, holy crap, dude. I suddenly opened my eyes and found myself staring at the ceiling of the sleeping compartment. My body was tense and rigid, my chest heaving rapidly as I struggled to breathe. My heart was pounding so fast in my chest that I could hardly think. Raeal, are you awake? The mechanical, polite voice coming through the noise of my pulse in my ears made me finally come to my senses. It's fine, I'm awake. I couldn't say the words easily. My throat was sore and my voice sounded so husky that I wasn't even sure if Pixie heard me. Your heart rate is off the charts. Are you sure you're okay? Should I call Juno? I immediately shook my head. No need for that. I had a bad dream. In the long months I had spent on this ship, I had gotten used to the fact that Pixie was kind of an invisible spirit. Someone who was always around, who could see and hear me, talk to me, but who couldn't be touched, shook hands with, or felt. But I didn't need to. Pixie had already become a good friend to me, even if I couldn't quite understand how it functioned. And I still couldn't decide which pronouns to use when mentioning Pixie. It accepted any pronouns, but depending on the voice it used, sometimes I referred to it as a he or she when it used a male or female voice respectively. But Juno said it's okay to call Pixie however I want because it didn't have any gender preferences. Juno also tried to explain to me what an artificial intelligence was, but I never fully understood, so I thought of Pixie as a ghost who was always around us when we were on the ship. I lay back on the bed, feeling my heartbeat gradually return to normal. The dream didn't go away. I struggled to think of anything but the nightmare. Its events burned into my mind. When I lived with them, I had only felt a longing for change when I sat with them at the breakfast table. I felt I had to run away, to change something, to find another way. I had to be so dissatisfied with my life. But now, as I remember the past and see it in my dreams, I recalled only peace and comfort. I'm in awe of how ignorant I was and what would happen to me later. My home planet was now a wreck, drifting through an endless space. Juno told me that later, after many unknown years, those pieces could form something new. They could become a part of a new planet that I would know nothing about. This world, which Juno called the universe, was such a mysterious place, and I still knew nothing about it. It gave me hope, even though I realized that I would never have the planet my home again. It was a chilling thought to realize that I was the last one of my species, the only inhabitant of my planet who had miraculously survived. Except for Juno, I was the only one who knew what this planet looked and felt like. Memories of those I knew, those I loved, those I grew up with, our language, our myths, lit, Heavenly Mother, all of it remained only in my head. And the burden was not an easy one. No matter how hard I tried to pretend everything was fine. If it wasn't for Juno, I probably would have already gone completely insane. She made many attempts to help me with my trauma, to get me talking, but I couldn't put it all on her shoulders either. I sighed and stared at the ceiling again, beyond which was nothing but endless, unfathomable space. I did my best to brush those thoughts away and get out of bed. Pixie, where's Juno now? She's training right now. I told her you were awake, so she's already waiting for you. Thanks. Glad to be of service. Wow, what an opening to this game. Okay. You know, I'm actually kind of glad that this did as well as it did and we got a second game, because now we're getting a successor to the story that the devs probably didn't expect to make. So I'm down for it, man. I'm down for it. This is great. I headed toward the shower stall and took a quick shower before changing and heading to the gym. My body was still a little tired from waking up, as if I hadn't slept at all, but I couldn't afford a few more minutes of procrastination. I had to work to reach my best form. The only motivation that kept me from fading was my thirst for revenge. Revenge? Oh yeah, for the thing that destroyed our planet. I was willing to do anything to search and find the bastard who had destroyed my planet and reduced it to nothing but cosmic dust, to finally get my revenge. And for that, it required teamwork. Oh my god! Holy crap, Juno, you look amazing. I love the sweater, I love the look, I love the hair. Oh my god! I love what you've done with your hair. Oh my god, hi. I'm fucking I wasn't expecting to see you so sad. I was so sad, but seeing you makes me so happy. Look, I know people are gonna say I'm simping, but look at her. Ah! Hi, Juno. It's good to see you again. I missed you. Did you miss me? I hope you missed me, because I missed you. Hello, Miss Juno. It's good to see you. When I walked into the gym, Juno was already there waiting for me. She looked hot in her workout. I mean, it's not just from her workout, if you know what I mean. She's just Juno hot. I said it. Look at me and tell me that's not hot. My god, the sweater looks so good on you. I bet it'd look pretty good off too. Oh my god. I'm so giggly. It's been months. It's been so long since I've seen you. Good morning, Raeal. Ready for a workout? Oh my god, yes! Yes, I am! Yes, I am! I tiredly managed to smile. Yeah, as you can see. Have you had breakfast? It's not wise to exercise on an empty stomach. Oh, she's so caring. Look, this is why she's the best. She's so loving and caring. Look, she cares about my well-being. It's even worse to train on a full stomach. I always feel like I'm gonna throw up. Are you sure? You can divide your breakfast into 2 parts so that... Don't worry, I'm fine. Let's just get started, okay? Oh, don't stop. Talk to her. No, don't make her sad. Stop. I didn't want to see sad Juno this early on. Ah! Juno only pressed her lips together, not wanting to argue with me. I said it calmly, but I still felt bad, as if I'd insulted her. The concern in Juno's voice made me shiver a little every time. Sure, it was nice that she was thinking about my condition, but it was irrelevant right now. I was alive and well, not in any danger, so why did she care about me when there were more important things to worry? You fucking dumbass. She cares about you because she loves you? I don't know if that's the right word. Is that the right? I don't Look, listen, I'm just saying, okay? You got a good thing? Stick with it, okay? Juno's amazing. Juno's lovely. Look at that Juno face. Just made me uncomfortable. I'd been the one who'd been constantly taken care of for so much time. It made me feel weak and helpless. I didn't like it at all. I felt I had to do everything in my power to achieve my goal at any cost. To do this, I needed to get strong and train constantly to do something. Every minute of procrastination or rest made me feel anxious, as if I were just wasting time. Juno reproached me about it every now and then, but we never talked about it directly, and I was not in a hurry to bring it up either. Let's get started with a warm-up, and then we'll move on to the practice. Oh, you can warm me up anytime, Juno. That hoodie looks awfully warm and looks very soft too. If you don't mind the proto visor in your chest, I mean, this is fine, right? This is look. I'm just making suggestions. If you want to warm me up, this is what I can do. You learned the technique I showed you last time, so today we can repeat it and then start with something new. What do you say? Sure, let's get started. Juno smiled and hurried to comply with my request. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate how fluffy Juno is right now? Look at how fluffy she is! She looks so soft! I would absolutely get a chest height hug from her. The warm-up was mostly silent. I was trying to get it over with as quickly as possible so I could get the most important part, my combat training. It was all I could think about since I had been on Juno's ship and recovered from the virus. Even though the infection stopped thanks to Juno, I still felt weak and helpless for a long time after the illness. It took me a while to finally recover and get my body back to the strength it needed. Juno watched over me, checking on me almost every day, worrying that the virus would return, but I felt I had survived for a reason. I was tired of feeling helpless, unable to protect not only my loved ones and my people, but also myself. So I almost immediately asked Juno to teach me everything she knew. I mean, if anybody was going to teach me anything, I'm glad it was Juno, especially the whole biology part. First, we started with some theory, and then we moved on to practice. Juno was always careful with me, afraid of hurting me, and it made me a little angry. Every now and then, she wasn't using her power to its full potential. I could feel it. And despite my efforts to provoke her, she would always hold back. But of course, compared to 6 months ago, I had made some significant progress. Although I couldn't beat Juno yet, and I wasn't exactly equal to her in strength, she wasn't winning as fast as before. It also helps that she's probably like a foot, maybe 2 feet taller than me. You know, which is awesome, but also, like, there's a height difference there. That's great, but also puts me at a disadvantage, even though I kind of like it. Kind of like being put at a disadvantage. It was inspiring and frustrating at the same time. I wanted to be a warrior right away in the blink of an eye, but I couldn't do it, no matter how hard I tried. How long had Damien worked with me on my fighting skills? Only for it to do no good. As soon as that thought formed in my mind, I felt a rush of burning anger at myself, at my body, at what had happened. I responded to Juno's attack with a quick, strong move, but Juno quickly blocked it and threw me to the floor. I clenched my teeth and cursed quietly under my breath. You're almost there, Raeal. Look at her looking at me so lovingly. How do you not love a face like this? I love this face. Juno is just adorable and amazing and cute and shit, and I'm like over here like, hi, I'm Small Protogen. What did I do to get your attention? And she's just like, you're just very small and cute, and I like small cute guys. And I'm like, I am internally screaming while outwardly vibrating. You're almost there, Raeal. Just a little more and you can beat me. Juno, not even out of breath, stood over me with her arms folded around her waist and a smile on her helmet. Compared to her, I looked like I just ran a marathon. I replied grumpily, I've been almost there for half a year. Juno held out a hand to help me get up, but through my frustration, I ignored her and got to my feet myself. She's just trying to help. Don't be an ass, please. I understand you're upset about your planet and your family and your people, but come on, don't be mean to Juno. No, seriously, you're doing much better already. You're making significant progress. Your body looks much more toned now. Yeah, and you still beat me like you're fighting an amateur. Juno laughed. Oh my god, she's got a new emote and it's adorable! Juno laughed, which only made me angrier, but I tried to contain my irritation. Well, you shouldn't compare us in terms of strength. I was genetically engineered to be incredibly strong. Again, with the Protogen lore, like, the devs did their research! The fact that you can stand your ground in a fight with me for longer than a minute is already a remarkable achievement. Your words are not helpful at all. I feel like you should explain the lore of the Protogens to this guy to make him understand that, like, Juno is essentially a genetic experiment done by people so that she is very strong and very strong. In fact, they have the opposite effect. Oh, Juno. Juno heard the irritation in my voice. A sad, confused expression appeared on her face. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. I shook my head hastily, feeling irritation quickly replaced by guilt for my little outburst. It's nothing. Forget about it. I'm just worried that I'm not making enough progress. Thank you for helping me. I wouldn't have gotten this far without you. A smile reappeared on Juno's helmet. It's okay, Raeal. You know I'll always be happy to help you. You shouldn't worry about your progress. You're doing really good. Come on, I'll have Pixie heat up some food for you. I finally brushed off the unpleasant irritation forming somewhere in my stomach and followed Juno out of the training room. By the way, how long have you been up? I fell asleep and woke up without you. I spent a lot of time messing with coordinates for the autopilot, but I managed to get a good night's sleep anyway. And I also have some good news. I'll tell you everything over breakfast. Juno smiled again, and I did my best to return the smile, strained as it was. When we got into the kitchen, I sat down at the table and Juno put a container with warm food on the table in front of me. In the nearly 2 years I'd been on the ship, I had enough time to adapt to what Juno cooked on the ship. At first, my body had rejected her cooking, but now I ate it all without much trouble. While I ate breakfast, Juno sat across from me, running her fingers over the clipboard in her hands. So, what's the news? Made significant progress with tracking down the next planet. I think we can get there within the next few days. We just need to make some preparations. And the most important thing is that the anomaly is in its early stage, so we'll have enough time to research it and find its cause. I frowned. Wait, what? You found it? We don't have time for preparation. We have to... I know, Raeal, but we really need to make a stop. I've contacted my little sis... Wait, what? My little sister? She's on planet UQ222-XJ right now. That's not far from a... Wait a second. Wait, Juno has a sister? Wait a second. I don't like the implications that this opens up. Or maybe I do. I'm confused. My body is confused. And she has agreed to help us with some equipment. After that, we'll just head straight to the next planet. Wait, you have a sister? You've never mentioned that. I thought you didn't have anyone at all. A smile appeared on Juno's helmet. Yeah, but... how should I say it? We're not actual sisters, as we were both created artificially, but we have the same creator and we were both born in the same batch together with some other siblings. Xena was the closest person to me. Our relationship could really be described as that of two sisters. She's extremely competent in anything technical or engineering related. She's 100% the go-to person for such matters. You're sure to like her once you get to know her. Xena can certainly be a little strange at times, or rather, she has a rather specific personality, but you'll get used to her quickly. What do you mean by specific? Well, she's very sweet and kind, never leaves you in trouble. But she's also a little vulgar. I'm fine with this! We'll get along just fine! Like, oh my god. Yes, please! I don't know how to explain it to you, but you'll see for yourself. We'll get to her in a couple of days. I nodded, though Juno's explanation puzzled me a little. Is she like you? Yeah, she's a protogen like me. She was created a couple days later than me. That's why she's the younger sister. But she gets mad every time when I mention that. Juno laughed. It was obvious that this Xena was important to her, and because of that, I felt the need to make a good impression. What if we're too late because of this? The anomaly destroys the planet you found. Don't worry, we have time. Just trust me, okay? I've got it all figured out. We have enough time for everything. I just sighed. All I could do was trust her. I trusted Juno completely, no matter what. However, I couldn't ignore the uncomfortable possibility that in just a few days, we might arrive to nothing more than ruins. The same fate my own planet. It was an uneasy thought. Okay, I'm sure you know what you're talking about. Juno answered me again with a smile. I finished my breakfast and got up from the table, intending to return to the gym. Even though I couldn't work out properly with a full stomach, I still wanted to do something useful, even if it was some simple strength training. Where are you going? I thought we could play something. I would definitely play. Listen, take the time to play with Juno as much as you... That came out wrong. You almost beat me last time. Let's do it later, okay? I want to practice a little more. Start without me for now, and I'll join you when I'm done. A sly smile quickly appeared on her helmet, and she responded, okay, but hurry up, because I wanted to play something else with you after our main gaming session. Juno, you can't just, oh, wait, no, hold on, blushy flushy toaster. Oh God, wait, you can't, Things are getting a little heated in the Protodome. Oh my God. Take it, do it, take the deal, do it now, do it, wait, do it, you bastard. She's offering herself to you right now, just go with her. Me thinking to myself, be like, you know, our favorite game. Oh my God. I do like that game, it's pretty good. I heard the joystick controls are pretty tight too. She winked at me and I responded with a slightly embarrassed smile. I was well aware that Juno wasn't referring to playing with the VR helmets now, which is what we usually did when we had free time. As it turned out, it was a lot of free time in space. Oh my God, I am so actually red right now. I still found it hard to imagine Juno traveling alone for so long before she met me. All she could do was talk to Pixie and play games to pass the time. All anyone in a huge metal box drifting in incredible speed through an endless space. The mere thought of what it would be like to be alone on this ship, even for a few days, terrified me. Not only because I still hadn't the faintest clue on how to keep the ship running, but also because being alone here would be unbearable for me. The next day. Why am I the way that I am? Ooh. Spent the next hour at the gym trying to make the most of the time I had. As soon as I was done, I got back to our bedroom. We went straight to the game. Now, the VR helmet wasn't something unknown or frightening to me, but rather it was another miracle. Juno explained how it worked, but I still couldn't understand it completely. I played a few rounds with Juno, of each of which I won. Eventually, I took off my helmet and collapsed on the bed. That's not fair, you're just letting me win. Juno feigned surprise. What? No, of course not. How could you think that? Your skills just got better, that's the only reason. Yeah, sure. All 3 rounds in a row? Yep, nothing strange at all. Come on, Raeal, why didn't you want to believe that you got better at the game? Or maybe you just got lucky. A smile reappeared on Juno's helmet as she hugged me across my stomach, pressing closer to my side. Oh! It's not good to give in. I can't improve if you're not even trying. Okay. I won't do it again. She's just trying to make you feel good, bro. Like, I would love it if she made me feel good. Like that. Playing video games, that's what I mean. Get your mind out of the gutters. All of you. But you're really making progress. Especially considering the fact that your species never invented video games. Juno's words echoed with a faint pain somewhere in my chest. I said nothing, staring at the ceiling. Yes, my species had never invented anything like that. Now they never would. Juno, sensing that she had said something wrong, immediately shrugged awkwardly. I'm sorry, Raeal. I didn't want to upset you. Don't worry, it's okay. I shook those thoughts away and rolled over, hovering over Juno and kissing her neck. Oh no. Wait. Already? This is the first episode. Oh my God, this is the first episode! And this is the part that I upload to Fansly. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I am Raeal the Protogen, and I will see you in the next video. Woo-hoo-hoo!